Today, the North Carolina Department of Insurance made a big announcement. Commissioner Mike Causey rejected a proposal by insurance companies to increase homeowners insurance rates by 42% across the state. All right, so where does the process go from here? Commissioner Mike Causey is here to talk about that decision and all things insurance. We want to make sure that you get your questions answered as well. You can text us those questions, 336-379-5775. When you text in your question, we will answer it live here on air. All right, so Commissioner Causey, let's just talk about this. So the insurance industry wanted a 42% increase. You rejected that. What happens from here?
We're going to court. I set a court date for October 7th of this year for the court to be heard in Raleigh in the Jim Long hearing room of the Albemarle building. But that's a process that we are required by state law to follow when I do say no to a rate request.
Yep. And this is not all that unusual. I mean, this is what happens when a rate request is made. Tell me the last time there was a rate request and then what was the back and forth?
Well, the last for homeowners, the rate hike request came in 2020, and the insurance companies were asking in 2020 for average statewide of 24.5%, but that went as high as 50% in some of the coastal counties. When they do the rate filing, I'm required by state law to hold a public hearing and let the people make comments, which we did. And there's a comment period that runs for a couple of weeks. And so I said no to that request. We scheduled a court date, but the insurance companies came back to me and wanted to negotiate a settlement. So what happened is we ended up negotiating a settlement of 7.9%, which was very favorable, or much more favorable to consumers. And I did approve that at that time with a 10% cap on any county. So that was what happened, and that actually didn't take effect till 2022. So we also said that when we agreed to that, they could not ask for an increase for 2 more years. So that 2 years is up, and we got the rate request the 1st of January.
Okay. And I think, you know, when you first hear that first number, the 42%, everybody just kind of gets crazy, right? Thinking that they're going to immediately go up 42%. But that is not usually how the process works.
That's right. People do read that, and because the papers and the news media said the rate increase is scheduled to take effect, if approved, August 1st. It was not approved. So now we're looking at a court date of October the 7th. So this is a long process, and it will take a while for it to play out.
Okay, and so when that happens, I know, and like you said, it doesn't take a long time for that to play out. The beach, when they were looking at the percentages for the beach, I know it was 42% maybe here, but on the beach it was what percentage?
Well, in the counties from Carteret County down to Brunswick County, on those beach areas, it was as high as 99.4%. So it was really exorbitant. And people were shocked, and I was shocked when I saw the numbers. But we had the public comment period, which closed February 2nd, and I received, and the Department of Insurance received, more than 25,000 letters and emails and phone calls from the public, and everybody said almost the same thing. Please don't raise my homeowner's insurance. Inflation's killing us. The groceries are up, the fuel's up, taxes are up, everything's up. So I heard the public, I heard from our congressional delegation, I heard from our legislators, and everybody was saying, please don't allow the insurance companies to raise our rates. So I said no, and the state law gives me a narrow authority. And if I deem that the rate request is excessive or unfairly discriminatory, then I can say no. And so in this case, I saw this request as excessive and unfairly discriminatory to some parts of the state. So that's why I made the decision to say no.
25,000 different people. And I guess because the news media and the papers did put it out there, the 42%, you got a lot of feedback, which is something that you do want. You can't make this decision all on your own.
Right. We encourage that feedback, and I think all of those 25,000 people that took time to send me their comments and opinions, it's very helpful when people do that.